Welcome back to the Wildings Landing. I hope I don't get too wordy too long on this, but if I do, bear with me or don't. But we are way past due for a garden tour. So, an overview. Dill that I started from my own seeds. This is a carnival blend pepper. We've definitely got some peppers going on in there. Got a couple down there. Got one over there. I think the back plant, oh yeah, there's one back there. This one's got two that are pulling it over a little bit, but that's okay. Here we've got that Hostel Italian basil. You're going to see a lot of that. Holy mackerel. You guys need a seed company that's just good, reliable seeds that are going to germinate. Please check out Hostels. Seriously. Here we have mint, and up there is my chocolate mint. I have rosemary. This is either longevity spinach or Okinawa spinach, but I get them mixed up, and I have an abundance of it. That's more of it growing with some sage. Our bamboo is starting to get tall. This is basil that I've let go to seed, and it's sprouting again. See that down there? But pollinators were all over this earlier today, so definitely worth leaving. I had a friend of mine come by today for some lemongrass. So I divided this. See where I took the chunk out. I put the chunk I took out. Sorry about that. The chunk I took out, I kind of put out, but it got repotted. It was in a much smaller pot. I put it in this one. I'm just definitely going to let it go. It's in its forever home now. We've got some, I've got to weed around them again. But these are gardenia shoots that were sent to me. I did a unboxing on these. I opened them on video, and most of them are doing pretty good. Like I said, I need to weed around them, but they're enjoying this daily water that we're getting, that's for sure. The asparagus, oh my gosh, this stuff, it's gone to seed on me. It's dropped seeds everywhere. I'll be glad when next year comes and I get to actually eat this. And in the background, that's our loofah. We've got a big one right there. Everything's sprinkled with DE, or there's a lot of stuff sprinkled with DE. Our loofah is one of them. Got ants on this thing, terrible. I did last year too. I'm just trying to control them a little bit better this year. Here we have a lavender. I brought this up in a gardening group, and they kind of argued with me on whether or not I had a lavender, and then I realized the real difference was the fact we were talking about different grow zones. But yeah, that's one of them. I have two. We've got more zinnias popping up here at the foot of the loofahs, and some nasturtiums. Ginger is growing right here. This is the only ginger I didn't move to full shade. I have everything else in shady locations because it was getting just burnt, you know. It's a little bit of a lot of sun. And back where I had the lemongrass, and in the same pot the lemongrass was in, we now have a eggplant planted. Here's our potatoes that are doing really well. These are Yukon Golds. We've got some that are about to go to seed, or not go to seed, but go to flower. And here is my other lavender plant. Kind of stays tucked away over there. Gets a lot of shade. Yeah, it does get a lot of shade. Planted some eggplant in here today. These are some of our cucumbers. They are blooming. Got some blooms in the back there. I don't know if you can see down there, but there's some other blooms back there. And I stuck another eggplant right there. Got some mint, some marigolds, some dill. Trying to companion plant and see if we can cut down on some of the... This is a pepper. It says it's a grand bell, so we'll see. Got a little something popping up there, which might be an eggplant. That's a cucumber that's not doing as well. These are labeled eggplant, so we'll see. And there's a little pepper coming up there too. And here's another cucumber. It's doing pretty well. It's planted with some marigolds. Lots of marigolds. Remember all that seed that got wet that I had to plant? I think that was on our last garden update. Well, it got planted. I've been fighting powdery mildew on it. Been using the hydrogen peroxide. I used neem oil for a couple of weeks. I didn't see any results with neem. I switched to the hydrogen peroxide and they seem to be responding to that better. So we'll see, but we're still fighting it. We're still battling it. And I told you some of my potatoes were about to go to flower. There's one. And then, thought I saw blooms on this one too. I don't see them now. Oh, there they are, there they are. Green beans in the back are struggling. But I've got a lot of green beans. San Marzano that's left over from the fall. Still producing. Still got some tomatoes right down there on it. Granddaughter enjoyed one of them this weekend. Here's our little rainbow blend pepper tomato. It's the only one out of all of those little seedlings that I planted out of the wet seeds that have made it. And that's the only one. We've got moringa stuck back there. And our garlic. Our garlic is starting to die off a little bit. Hasn't escaped yet, but it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. And I took some chocolate cherry tomato seedlings, and I've got 3 of them in there, and I planted an eggplant in the middle of them. We'll see how that goes. And there's some eggplant planted there. And this is another little green bean plant that has been struggling, but it's okay. It's okay. And this is another yellow zucchini. Remember, we had to plant a lot of those. We had the whole seed packet get wet. And if you look right down there, you see what I see? I bet you do. Oh. Oh well, I'm losing lighting there. Okay. Anyway, I think you get the picture. We got one coming. We've got a pot of pumpkins here that's going to go out into another garden that I will show you in just a moment. These are more of the yellow zucchini. By the way, anybody got any great zucchini recipes? Pass them on. These are our zinnias. I cut some off last week and put them in a vase. Looks like that one's going to bloom. They're so pretty. Here's our dill that we're letting go to seed. It's blooming all over the place. There's bloom pod there. There's a big one back there. The kale I have planted with it is... I think it's just getting too hot for this red Russian kale. Probably going to pull it out. White flies are having their day with it. This is a spaghetti squash. Tried to get some of it to go up. I want it all to go up, actually. And I told you were going to see a lot of that Haas Tools basil. Holy mackerel. Look at this stuff. And this isn't even... Got a little romaine growing back there. A little romaine growing in here. This is another yellow zucchini. And back there we have a spaghetti squash. And up here, oh, we've got the monster mater, and yeah, looks like we've had snow, but it's just a lot of DE. Back here we've got some more tomatoes. We've got another spaghetti squash. We've got tons of Swiss chard in there. This is a busy garden. I harvested a lot of the Swiss chard in this one to give to a friend of mine that came today. Same lady that came to get some lemongrass. More of that basil I told you about. Another spaghetti squash. Cut some green onions for her today. they just keep giving and giving and giving, so I don't mind sharing those. And we turn around and both of these beds are pretty much all Haas tools. That's that basil. And these are the Homestead. I'm almost sure. Yep. These are our Homestead tomatoes. Got a few of those planted in there. 3 of them. And these are our Bella Rosas. And a lot of basil in there too, both from Haas Tools. We'll see how well they do. This is our shampoo ginger that was given to us by Green Thumb Gardening Channel. Oh, I got a second sprout. I did not even see that earlier today. Got some zinnias growing up there behind it. Got some grass trying to grow. And I planted a little bit of eggplant in the front of this today. That's another zinnia there. Thought these would be pretty, kind of growing around. And our okra's getting huge, but something been munching on it too. So we've got it deed front and back, under, and see what we can do to save that. We'll work our way around. We've got a green bean coming here, and I had another little baby from some gardens that I started to give away, but didn't really end up giving any of them away. Those mini gardens, I did a little video on that, but they just haven't gone anywhere. So I'm gonna start planting up the babies. This is another yellow zucchini. Actually, there's 2 of them down there. Got a bunch of blooms there too. And these are elderberries. Another Swiss chard that I harvested today. And these are tomatoes, obviously. I planted an eggplant down in between them today. But I don't know what variety they are. I never labeled them. I think they're Bella Rosas from Haas Tool, but we'll see. There's another yellow zucchini. And again, and again. This area has changed a little bit. We weeded out some of these tomato plants, and I'm probably going to go ahead and get rid of some more of them. Got carrots down there that I'm growing strictly to go to seed. Some oregano, spinach, that is just, it was an experiment. It's not going to work. It's okay. These tomatoes are, I've been growing these since the fall. And there's, well, these 3, no. Those 3 are compost babies. Ben, you ought to watch my videos. See how your tomatoes are doing. Ben, my son Ben, rescued those out of the compost for me. And these are probably on their way out. Just, there ain't nothing left there. I was trying to give them the benefit of the doubt and hold on to them, but I don't think it's going to work. Some more of our potatoes right here, our Yukon Golds, that are about to go to flower. That's so exciting. That's so exciting. All right, strawberries. This bed's changed a lot. The borage has died off from the heat, but we have berries galore in here. I have netting, so I can't get too close, but I can take you around real slow, hopefully. Hopefully you can see what I'm seeing. Let's see that there's lots of berries. There was this little girl here today, this weekend with me, my granddaughter. She enjoyed these berries. Let her harvest a couple last night, and then I harvested a few that she ate right after breakfast. But if I just pan around, you can see we have got berries like crazy in here. I am loving this. I love me some strawberries. Love fruit. And then today we planted sweet potatoes. We've got 2 plants per pot, except this middle one that I went ahead and put 3 in. They're planted in the compost that we got from the landfill. If your landfill, call your landfill, call your waste management, whoever does your stuff. See if they have a compost program. It is so cheap. So cheap. So much easier. Today, we planted this bed that's 10 feet long, 2 feet wide, and it has peppers all the way through it, carnival blend, bananas, a couple of various kinds. Down there we planted 3 different varieties of Haas tools. Around the edge we have thyme, we have rosemary, and sage, I think is what we planted around the edge of this. And we got a lot done today. All right, we're going to take a walk out to the other garden. I'm going to pause you